So DJI has had a pretty busy year, but we've got a packed slate of creator gear that's coming soon. We've got a sub 250 gram drone with a 1-inch sensor, a surprise camera leak, and some aggressive rumors about action camera updates. So let's jump in. Now, according to the fine folks over at Drone XL, the Mini 5 Pro is slated to launch on September 16th with in-store availability on September 17th. The marketing push is tied to the slogan Pro in Mini. The latest leaked images show side and front angles of the drone, as well as its packaging. There was honestly not a lot I thought that would surprise me about this drone. Now that we've seen some of the images, the design seems new and fresh, and I guess just different. This doesn't just look like a refresh of the Mini 4 Pro. This actually looks like a brand new drone with different proportions, which obviously they would have to do to make this thing a 1-inch sensor with the battery size that we're gonna talk about and still stay under 249 grams. Also, the LED light above the camera appears to be back, but they've also apparently made a number of weight-saving decisions here. Some of these parts remain speculative. We're waiting for the official announcement. But here are the headline claims, which I think we can say are pretty solidly just fact at this point, right? We're gonna be getting a 1-inch 24mm f1.8 sensor with a sub 249 gram airframe. That's a huge jump in image quality in the Mini class. The drone is obviously going to support LiDAR. You can see it in the images. This will help protect it and the gimbal from banging into stuff. Added improvements for the motors for dust and rain resistance, as well as support for the click and twist propeller swap system to be able to quickly change propellers in the field. This is a huge, huge advantage, and I think it's something that people really wanted to return to the Mini series. While full specs and the promo copy haven't formally dropped, we've got marketing stills, close-ups, pictures of the box, as well as multiple public leaks. Listings are showing the base Mini 5 Pro with a screenless RC-N3 controller at $799. Apparently all of the Fly More combos will also include the new ND filters. I believe that was an 8, a 64, and a 128. And one leak notes that the mid-range Fly More combo with the RC2 will start at $1129 in Europe. Now, these prices are in euros because who knows about an American release. Now, there's a separate image label that indicates that a Fly More combo with the RC2 is priced at 1,299 euros. So there may be a couple of different versions at different tiers, including different accessories, or they may still be fluctuating on the language, which would make sense considering the fact that we were expecting this release weeks ago, and if anything, we were expecting a teaser on the 9th, and we've seen nothing. There also may be a Fly More combo that includes the RC-N3, but we do know that there will be an RC2 Pro version available potentially, and that it'll support the RCT Pro and the O4 Plus communication technology. Additionally, on the practical side of things, there's chatter that the Mini 3 and Mini 4 batteries potentially might work in the Mini 5. Now that's not confirmed, but if accurate, it would be a strong value for existing DJI users. But again, this drone may not be available in the United States. I feel very confident about this leaked information. The 1-inch sensor being under 250 grams is huge. It's got a thoughtful, updated physical design. It's gonna have a number of available bundles. The Mini 5 Pro is gonna be extremely compelling, especially if you need a lightweight kit. Another update that we're seeing from DJI on the marketing stance is the OSMO Nano. DJI appears to have accidentally revealed the OSMO Nano action camera inside a promotional post for the DJI Mic 3. There was also apparently an announcement date, and a couple of content creators, a couple of influencers jumped the gun. So we've seen this thing in people's hands. We've also seen it at sports events. It's been in testing for quite some time. And so while the copy text for this particular post indicated the Mic 3 and its transmission capabilities, the imagery was actually for the Nano action camera with a front-facing lens, rear display, and modular format, with a tagline of "Own the Moment." Now, there's no official specs yet, but the visual points to a squarely lightweight portable action camera for creators and drone pilots who want a pocketable companion for their aerial footage. Now, we have heard potentially that this unit would support 4K up to 120 and a 1/1.3 inch sensor, and potentially come in with a price point of $399. So assuming that DJI formalizes the OSMO Nano marketing soon, expect it to sit as an easy to grab tool alongside their drones, especially if it inherits some of the internal stabilization and color options that we get from the Osmo line, like the Action 5 Pro. Either way, the accidental reveal suggests that the rollout is likely not too far off. Next, something a little different. Are we getting a 360-degree drone from DJI? So we've got a series of leaked photos that have surfaced showing what looks to be a DJI test drone that is a little different than what we normally see. In my initial view, just in glancing over these images, I thought, is this an Avata drone? This looks almost like the Avata 2. But when you look a little closer, it appears to be built for panoramic or 360-degree capture. But it's got a compact design, similar to something like the Mini or maybe even the Nano, but the way the lenses are positioned suggests that it isn't just another wide-angle camera. And there's a lot of chatter on a number of sites about the potential for DJI releasing a 360 drone. And if these leaks are legit, this could be DJI's first step into that immersive 360 aerial video market, going head-to-head with Insta360's latest drone. Now, do I think that DJI is making a 360-degree drone? Of course they are. None of this stuff happens in a vacuum. It would be pretty stupid for any of us to think that someone hasn't taken an Air 3S or a Mini 4 Pro and strapped an Osmo 360 to it and went, it's obvious. Whether they would release it, that's another question. Whether they would design it and test it, they're designing and testing all kinds of... They made a robot vacuum. They made a mountain bike. I don't think there's a whole lot of no going on over at DJI when it comes to throwing darts at the board that has ideas on it. The crackpot team of product creationists over there kind of seem to have free reign. And as I said in my lineup video that I did last week, I think DJI wants to be more like a Samsung or a Sony and have many different silos, many different market niches that they're a part of. What I think would be kind of a really interesting turn of events is that while Insta360 does have the anti-gravity, the A1, they haven't officially put it out to market yet. We've seen it, but no one can buy it. It's not on store shelves. It's not officially for sale yet. It's just, we know it's happening. Wouldn't it be something if DJI got a 360 drone to market before Insta360's actually hits the market? Again, just fun. I'm not in either of these camps. I like both companies. I have products from both companies. I just think it would be fun. And it's, again, just another reason to have competition in the market because these companies fight for your dollars. Well, not your dollars because you can't buy a lot of this stuff, but they fight for your euros. And my hope is that they continue fighting to create great products at great prices. And just a real quick recap on the anti-gravity A1, which is right now being pitched as the world's first all-in-one 8K 360 drone. It's got dual lenses, top and bottom, captures full sphere, stitches live using their AI algorithms, and because of the way the drone is designed, it disappears from the shot. It weighs less than 250 grams, which keeps it under regulatory thresholds. And it comes with a set of goggles and a grip controller, and so it's designed to be immersive, but also really easy for even beginner flyers to use. And the flexibility for creators is huge because with a 360-degree drone recorded in true 8K, you get the ability to reframe after the fact and explore different angles, aspect ratios, and all the fun stuff that you get with 360, except now it's on a drone. The official launch is set for January 2026, and pricing has yet to be announced. So going back to DJI, if the leak is real, which I'm sure it is, and they actually announce this thing, and it matches any of those headline features with a true dual lens setup for a full 360-degree coverage with live stitching, and they can get under that 250 gram, they already have a goggles and controller system. Pair that with the mic system, DJI could quickly and easily get into this space. The question is, will they? And right now we don't know. But what we do know is that the 360-degree drone market is now very interesting. With Insta360 bringing an 8K 360 platform to the table, DJI potentially testing something in the same category, this could be a start of real competition for immersive aerial video, and that's good news for everybody. And finally, our last story, I want to take a closer look at some of the details that we have about the DJI Action 6, which we should be expecting very soon. It would be a direct competitor, obviously, to the Action 5 Pro, and if the leaks are accurate, it represents a pretty decent generational jump on the action camera side of things, with the headline being a move to a full 1-inch sensor. Again, they did it on the Mini, they kind of did it on the Osmo 360, although not exactly. They've got it on the Osmo Pocket, and that might not sound huge on paper, but in practice, a larger sensor means better low light performance, smoother highlight roll-off, and cleaner detail in difficult conditions. Now, dynamic range is still listed at 13.5 stops, which is right in line with what we have on the Action 5 Pro. But pairing that with a larger sensor could give the Action 6 a real edge in challenging environments. On a video note, the Action 6 is rumored to shoot 8K at 30, 5.3K at 60, and 4K at 120, while the Action 5 maxes out at 4K, which is impressive, but 8K is kind of the new level that everyone's expecting. And that could bring a big deal for creators who want to punch in for social media or need high-end flexibility in their edits. The real question that I have about this sensor is what shape will it be? Because if it's square and they offer even reduced resolution square recording that's maybe oversampled, or the ability to crop in to both 16:9 and 9:16, maybe even recording those files at the same time, taking a page out of the Canon C50 book, I think that would be super cool. Also expecting support for 10-bit recording, DJI's D-Log M profile, which isn't really a log profile, it's a flatter profile. My hope would be actually that they include a real D-Log profile. This is a 1-inch sensor that can do 10-bit. Come on, let's just let D-Log out of the bag, guys. Give us a full, real log profile. Now, the larger sensor and the higher resolution is also going to give them more opportunities for stabilization inside the camera, adding improved rock steady and an AI enhanced horizon steady, making horizon lock more bulletproof in extreme scenarios. Now, in terms of what we know, when it comes to usability, the two cameras actually line up pretty closely. We're expecting both to have about the same level of waterproofing when it comes to the Action 6. Not expecting a whole lot of changes on the OLED touchscreens, and likely still going to support the same 1950 milliamp hour battery. The claim is that we're going to be getting 4 hours of runtime with internal storage up to 47 gigabytes. So effectively, the Action 6 should feel very much like the Action 5, but with the larger sensor and all the improvements that come along with that. So the story isn't necessarily that DJI is reinventing their action camera. It's that they're taking an already strong foundation from the Action 5 Pro and slotting in the additional image quality and higher resolution capable when you add in those better sensors, which again, we're already seeing in a lot of DJI products. You've heard me for the last year talk about the fact that I swear DJI like pre-bought 1 billion 1/1.3 inch sensors from OmniVision, and now I think they're just doing the same thing with 1-inch sensors. Now, whether they're buying them from OmniVision, which they've worked closely with, or they're buying them from Sony, I don't know. But either way, I think the 1-inch sensor is the new 1/1.3 inch sensor. So we're going to get super quality low light performance, great dynamic range, and the option to deliver 8K with reframing in the Action 6. And if that's all the case, would it be worth it for you to upgrade from the Action 5 or whatever it is you've got in your Action pack at the moment? That's it for me and the DJI news that we have today. It has been a busy camera week, and it looks like it's going to get busier and busier as we get through the Techtober timeframe. So if you want to support what I'm doing here, you can consider becoming a channel member. It's $1. And if you're looking to book a photo or video session with me, all the details are down below, including links to some of the gear that I use, all of my gear lists. And using those links do help the channel, but as always, the easiest way to support what I'm doing here is to hit like and subscribe. That goes a long way to helping me grow here on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.